countless routes, safety first, careless driving, loved ones' tears.
When this familiar electronic voice rings out once more, does it instantly take you back to the inaugural year of Chinese sci-fi cinema? Time flies, yet this playful warning from the Traffic Administration has become the key to unlocking that grand era of wandering. This film is more than just a spectacle of visual effects. It presents a romantic vision of taking our home with us. Profound expression of the deep-rooted attachment to the homeland in Eastern culture. Today, let us brush off the dust of time and relive this epic of survival, courage, and the journey home. The story is set in a suffocating future. The sun is rapidly aging and expanding, scientists predict. It will undergo a helium flash within the next century, engulfing the entire solar system including Earth. Human civilization faces total annihilation. Confronted by this countdown to catastrophe, humanity chose not to flee. Instead, they made an unprecedented decision to take the Earth itself on a journey known as the Wandering Earth Project. Exhausting all resources, humanity utilized heavy element fusion technology to build 10,000 massive structures on the surface. Planetary engines towering even higher than Mount Everest. These colossal blue thrusters provide the thrust to propel the Earth, turning our home into a gargantuan spaceship, carrying 3.5 billion survivors on a 500-year wandering journey, destined for Proxima Centauri 42, light-years away. Meanwhile, the navigation platform space station was constructed, carrying thousands of engineers and pilots. It escorts the Earth throughout its voyage. The year is 2075 by this time. Earth has long since stopped rotating and surface temperatures have plummeted to 80 degrees C. It was an absolute dead zone. All surviving humans moved into underground cities built beneath the planetary engines. Although devoid of sunlight, these cities are still brimming with the warmth of life. Spring festival lanterns, bustling food stalls, the elders playing mahjong. It is as if the apocalypse never happened. But to the young and restless Liu Qi, this place is a cage. The vibrant bustle of the underground city stands in stark contrast to the frozen desolation on the surface. Humans are an incredibly resilient species. Even in an era when the planet's very survival is uncertain, they still play mahjong and celebrate the spring festival underground. This stubborn will to live sets the emotional tone for the entire film. On the first day of the Lunar New Year, Liu Qi takes his adopted sister Han Duodua, obtains 2 environmental suits and ID cards from Datu, and decides to sneak up to the surface to see the world outside. This generation, the sun is merely a term in history textbooks. They have never seen the actual sky. As the siblings take the massive elevator to the surface, the doors open to howling winds and a silent snow-covered world. The once bustling Beijing CBD is now buried under thick ice. Even the CCTV building is frozen solid. Only the distant planetary engines, shooting massive blue jets of fire into the heavens, stand like divine monuments. Liu Qi steals his grandfather Han Xiang's operator card and commandeers a transport truck. Though the start is a bit shaky, he relies on the muscle memory developed in simulators to race across the frozen wasteland with his sister. However, the glory is short-lived. They are quickly intercepted by surface patrols and thrown into a detention center. Their frantic grandfather arrives to bail them out, bringing his years of treasured collections as a bribe.
It's all in here.
Alright. Expectedly, he was also sent in by the stern and impartial officer. Meanwhile, on the navigation platform space station, tens of thousands of kilometers away, Liu Qi's father, astronaut Liu Piqiang, is completing his final duty handover. Having served on the station for 17 years, he missed out on his son's formative years. This was not only to fulfill his mission, but also to secure the eligibility for his son and father-in-law to enter the underground city. Today he is finally set to retire and return to Earth to reunite with his family. Earth was passing Jupiter as expected, attempting to harness its gravity for a gravitational slingshot acceleration. However, Jupiter's massive gravitational pull suddenly surged, triggering violent shifts in the Earth's crust in an instant. Massive earthquakes erupted across the globe. The walls of the detention center crumbled. Amidst this chaos, grandfather Han Xiang narrowly escaped with the 2 children and their cellmate Tim. The sudden disaster was caused by Earth failing to withstand Jupiter's overwhelming gravitational pull, resulting in tectonic shifts and devastating earthquakes. Even more critical, over 4,700 planetary engines worldwide stalled, causing thrust to plummet, and all steering capabilities to be lost. Earth's orbital path began to deviate, with projections showing it would breach the Roche limit in just 36 hours, making a collision with Jupiter inevitable. The Roche limit is an astrophysical concept. It refers to the closest distance at which a celestial body under the tidal forces of a more massive one maintain its structural integrity without being destroyed. Once the object is within the Roche limit, tidal forces exceed its own gravity, and it will be torn to pieces. For Earth and humanity, this is not just a physical value, but the deadline for civilization itself. Amidst the chaos, Grandpa took Liu Qi, Duo and their fellow inmate Tim, and fled in the heavy transporter. However, just as they escaped danger, they were intercepted by a rescue team. The team was led by Lieutenant Wang Lei due to the urgency. The rescue team requisitioned Grandpa's Transporter 373. Their urgent mission was to deliver a critical firestone to nearby Hangzhou, to restart the engine and save the residents of the Hangzhou underground city. Transporter 373 and the rescue team headed north, passing through a frozen Shanghai. This once bustling international metropolis is now a wasteland buried under hundreds of meters of ice. As the convoy carefully navigated the ice canyons, an aftershock struck, causing ice from the surrounding skyscrapers to collapse like raining debris. With the convoy trapped, the only way out was the elevator shaft of the Shanghai Tower. Hauling the firestone to higher ground to find an exit, it was a race against death. The team had to manually haul the heavy firestone upward. In the extreme cold and constant tremors, tragedy struck it. To protect the firestone and save Liu Qi, Grandpa Han Xiang couldn't make it up. His oxygen ran out. Removing his mask in the very city where he had lived and struggled, he gazed at the frozen world and slowly closed his eyes.
Hugo, as the older brother, you must protect your sister. Old man, take Duo home.
Those were his final words. Grandpa's death was the first true sacrifice. He was just an ordinary man, but it is the warmth and tenacity of such individuals that give the wandering Earth concept its true meaning and value. Before the pain of loss could even be processed, Liu Qi picked up a distress signal on the road. They found computer engineer Li Yi, along with an intact transport vehicle and a spare firestone, originally destined for Sulawesi on the equator. At the same time, even more devastating